It's time for the KQEG TV High School Game of the Week. Tonight, the Logan Rangers take on the Holmen Vikings. The KQEG TV High School Game of the Week is made possible by our sponsors, like Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Your comfort is their business. Southwest 2nd Avenue in Onalaska. Schumacher Kish Funeral and Cremation Services in La Crosse, La Crescent, and Onalaska. Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem, and George and Gillette Street, La Crosse. Big Boar Barbecue, now that's a mouthful. Boyer's Furniture, quality furniture at affordable prices on South Avenue, La Crosse. University of Wisconsin La Crosse, surround yourself with distinction. Surround yourself with UWL. Tri-State Business Machines, your #1 choice for office equipment in Onalaska. And by Premier Spine Health and Injury on Main Street in Holmen. Now let's go down to the field and the KQEG TV broadcast team, Carl Greenfield and Terry Erickson.
Good evening, football fans, and welcome to the KQEG TV High School Game of the Week. I'm Carl Greenfield, joined alongside by Terry Erickson, and we got Jacob on the camera tonight. And we're here for an MVC matchup between the visiting Logan Rangers and the Holmen Vikings. It is homecoming night, and it is a packed house here at Empire Stadium.
Well, I'll tell you, the other schools could take a lesson in many ways what they do here at Empire Stadium. Beautiful facility. In terms of the pageantry, in terms of the support, the volunteers, it's like a tailgate, like Camp Randall, you know, basically, or UWL. The staff, the leadership here is just incredible, and
they always take really good care of us, and they treat us well, and usually there's snacks and refreshments at halftime. So
I'm telling you, they just know how to do it here, and a lot of it is because of their leadership. So I always enjoy coming here. And Jim Brush from Empire Silkscreen, one of the keys to making this new facility happen. That's why it's called Empire Stadium. Beautiful place, and look at all the different improvements as we look to the east. You know, this has used to be a smaller school, part of the Cooley Conference. Now it's the biggest school in the area by far, and it's growing all the time.
And Holmen is a beautiful community here, but we're here for football, Terry.
We are.
And it's a beautiful night.
I should say
mid-50s.
Oh, yeah, Mark Englerth, the AD, though, deserves most of the credit for all of this. So I want that on record that he is just one awesome activities director.
So the Logan Rangers come into tonight's game 2-4 overall, 1-3 in the Mississippi Valley Conference, coming off a tough loss last week, 35-7 to West Salem. West Salem kind of had their way with the Logan Rangers, able to get 4 touchdowns on the ground from Brendan Holt, and really not much going for the Logan offense. The lone bright spot, they did get their first passing touchdown of the season from Calvin Maven to Jack McHugh's sake. But really, Damon Butler was a non-factor in last week's game, and that's a credit to the West Salem defense.
Certainly, overall, West Salem just dominated. I talked to the coaches this week, and they even admitted, hey, this was an old-fashioned butt kicking. They just dominated on all sides. But you're right, Damon Butler is the featured back for the Rangers, and in order for the Rangers to do well, he needs to get in gear, need to get him to the second level, and he needs to shine here tonight. But he's not the only thing. Calvin Maven, I think that's a key thing, because you and I mentioned how many times he was beaten up.
He was running for his life last week.
Oh, my gosh. And I talked to him on Saturday. I called him personally. I said, Calvin, you were my player of the game. He said, Terry, why? We got beat. I said, because you were a warrior. You and I talked about
absolutely. That. He kept getting up every time he got hit. So some improvements.
He only practiced one time this week, by the way, too, because he was beaten up so badly. So he needs to be protected tonight.
And one of the improvements, like I was just going to say, has to be the protection of Calvin Maven, the blocking for the running game. Logan does have a talented running game, and this is a must-win for the rest of the way in order to be playoff eligible for the Logan Rangers. Now, we flip the other side to the Holmen Vikings coming into tonight's game, 4-2 overall, 4-0 in the MVC. They have clinched playoff eligibility with the 4 wins in the MVC. However, playoff seeding is a big deal, and obviously they want to keep the train rolling all the way into the postseason.
In talking to Travis Kowalski this week, he said just that. He said, Terry, we know we're eligible, not guaranteed, but eligible, but we don't want to be a 7 or 8 seed. That's why this is such a key game for the Holmen Vikings.
2 straight dominant victories 2 weeks ago, beating Toma 60-7 and 58-0 at Aquinas last week. Now, no Brett Holden last week. It was no problem for them, obviously, with the Aquinas Blue Golds. But Brett Holden and Kevin Cable, that's the two-headed monster for the running game of the Holmen Vikings.
Yeah, Tate Larson not at his best either, and he will only play on one side of the ball. Tate Grass, I mean, of course. And so we'll see what happens with that. Logan, 3 players out. Robert Snodgrass and Hart Larson will not play at all. They'll be in street clothes because of concussions. And then a third player, too, that played last week will not be in a uniform today, and that we'll talk about that guy after the national anthem.
Well, while they get set for the national anthem, we are going to take a short break. We will be back. You are watching the KQEG TV High School Game of the Week.
No matter where you are, it's easy to find Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating, La Crosse.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Here you are.
Right now, get over $1,700 in rebates and utility credits with your new Carrier Infinity Heating and Cooling System.
Call or visit us online to ask more about our Gold Star maintenance program.
Schneider Heating, West Salem.
Schneider Heating around West Salem. Here you go.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Premier Spine Health and Injury in Holmen has opened a new state-of-the-art chiropractic facility in Holmen. They offer a specialized exam and specific plan to deal with your pain.
Whiplash, concussions, TMJ, carpal tunnel, even headaches and migraines. We work to relieve the pain caused by these symptoms so that you can get back to doing the things that you love.
Set up an appointment today. Your first visit is only $39 and it's donated to the charity of your choice. Call or stop by Holmen's Premier Chiropractic Office, Premier Spine Health and Injury at 814 Main Street in Holmen. Premier Spine Health and Injury.
At Tri-State Business Machines, our job is to keep you moving forward. We know your business depends on the reliability of your equipment. That's why we're here, to provide you with the industry's highest rated machines and the know-how to keep them running at peak efficiency. We understand the importance of quality sales, service, and support. We've been doing it for over 60 years. To learn more about what we can do for you, visit tsbm.com. Tri-State Business Machines. Move forward with us.
Here's Luke Korish for Luke's Auto Repair in Onalaska.
What sets us apart from all the other repair shops is the way we take care of customers and keep their cars safe on the road.
Luke's Auto Repair, a full-service repair shop, complete with a diesel mechanic with over 25 years experience. And Luke's is fast becoming one of the area's largest tire dealers. Tires by Cooper, BF Goodrich, Michelin, Firestone, General, even Goodyear. Trust Luke's to take care of your car.
There's a lot of places people can take their car and spend their money, so you want to make sure you treat them well so they keep coming back.
Luke's Auto Repair on Mason Street in Onalaska.
Welcome back, everybody. Carl Greenfield and Terry Erickson just about set for kickoff here. It is homecoming here at Empire Stadium, and had a marvelous rendition of the national anthem just a moment ago from the Holmen High School Choir. So that really gets your juices flowing, Terry.
Boy, it does. And we talked about how the pageantry and all the support and the number of players you see on the sideline and the choir and the band and the fans, and this is something special, no question about it.
So, Terry, what do each of these teams need to do to come away with a victory tonight?
Well, let me give you some commonalities. Both teams built to run. Both teams built to play in the lead because they're methodically control the ball is what the game plan is for both of them. And we know that 80 to 90% of their plays are running plays. Both teams, that is their identity. They're both establish the inside game and then go to the edge. Both of teams like to do that using their tandem backs. So the outcome of this game favors a team that gets ahead early. Emphasis certainly on the defensive schemes. It'll be interesting to see what kind of changes, what kind of schemes, what kind of blitz package, if they pack the inside and what they do in terms of loading the box. Both teams, by the way, plagued with lots of mistakes and they have not been opportunistic, especially Logan. We saw them. The biggest enemy they had was themselves last week in the mistakes they made. So I think that will be a key to the game, too. And Logan, of course, not the favorite team with 3 players out, 2 of them starters. That's going to hurt. Robert Snodgrass, Hart Larson out with concussion, so we have a couple of substitute players in. So this Logan gets behind early, Carl. I think that will be an uphill battle for the Rangers.
All right, Tyler Harris kicking off for the Rangers, and we got a penalty flag immediately.
Somebody offside.
Somebody
right
was
away.
well offsides,
now,
it looks like.
Come on, now so that's kind of what we talked about.
That's exactly what Logan did last week.
Well,
they had a lot of pre-snap mental mistake type penalties, and it really bogged down any progress that they made was brought backwards. So
Carl, a combination of pre-snap and post-snap penalties.
That's right.
That really hurt him. But here's an interesting thing as we wait for the second kickoff. Tyler Harris, Logan's kicker, 16 for 16 in PATs. Okay, now you ready for this? Josh Johnson, the Holmen kicker, 22 for 22 in PATs. How many times have you seen 2 teams? I don't know.
It's going to be a clinic tonight.
High school football that are perfect in PATs. Incredible.
6 games into the season, too. It's not like it's week 2 and they're perfect.
So it's a trifecta. Good snappers, good holders, and obviously
excellent
awesome kickers.
Well, here's the real kickoff. After the penalty hits the ball carrier in the face, it's still loose. The Logan Rangers may have fallen on top of it. They're showing some excitement on the sidelines.
Oh, no.
But ultimately, it does come up in the arms of Mitchell Beinborn, number 5, the senior. So a fortunate break for the Holmen Vikings, almost botching the opening kickoff and losing possession right away.
Yeah, I actually thought the Rangers were first there, but they were not able to secure it. So, by the way, in the last couple of games, the Vikings go into a no-huddle offense. So it's kind of interesting, trying to platoon and play fast.
Rangers showing blitz.
Right away changing the call a little bit. A little trickery, a little good coaching from the sideline.
Takes the snap, hands. That's Holden on the carry.
Got to the second level right away. Tackled by number 16, Jeremiah Nagel, who's missed a couple of games and leading tackler for the Rangers. Introduce you to that offensive unit when we have a chance.
We might not have much of a chance with the no huddle. Man in motion is Cable, takes the pitch, and he's strung out backwards and taken down in the backfield.
Boy, Floyd Thomas, oh my gosh, played his position exactly the way, textbook style, keeping his shoulders square, forcing the runner to the sideline. That was an awesome play by Floyd Thomas. Didn't play that well last week, and I even told him that. He said, I know I'm going to play better tonight. I guess he heard me.
Loss of 6 on the play, going to bring up 3rd down and 11. Rylan Wall under center, the sophomore. Man goes in motion, and we got a penalty flag.
Pre-snap penalty, and kind of talking to Travis Kowalski this week, he said we have had too many penalties. A lot of times when you try to play fast, Carl, you do that. You jump, you flex, or flint, I should say, and now the play comes back in.
Actually goes against the Logan Rangers.
Oh, they were lined up in the neutral zone, huh?
Encroachment goes 5 yards, brings it to 3rd and 6.
Caught them unprepared.
Man goes in motion, hands, and he's got some room to run all the way down the right sideline, and he's knocked down at the 29-yard line. That's number 9, Andrew Fisher.
Andrew Fisher hasn't played that much, but by the way, Ethan Hannawall, the 5'9" senior defensive back, stopped the touchdown. Not a bad play for 3rd down, huh?
41 yards on the play for Fisher. Brings up 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line, and the Vikings are in business. Wall under center. Hands to Holden. Not much room to run there. Gets a couple.
Nice defensive play that time by number 74, Harper Jankowski. You and I talked about him last week as the most improved player for the Rangers. Didn't even start the first 2 games, and now through his hard work has earned a starting lineup.
2nd and 8 on the play. Handoff goes to Holden off the left tackle.
Holden trying to run behind William Rannis. By the way, he's never played the game till last year. Now worked his way in as a junior, 6'4", 205, starting left guard. He swam until last year, and you talk about a guy who works his way in, and that is the junior, 6'4", William Rannis.
3rd and 5 now, 25-yard line. Wall takes the snap, back to pass, over the middle, and it's caught! Touchdown Vikings! Rylan Wall finds Jaden Sheard, the 6'5" tight end.
Yeah, Jaden Sheard, you said 6'5", big, got back behind the Logan defensive backs. Of course, not thinking that Rylan Wall is going to throw the ball because that's not his skill set. Right away, the Vikings on the scoreboard.
Rylan Wall has impressed in the few games that he has come in. Got to remember, he is the 3rd quarterback on the depth chart.
Right.
Jonah Johnson set to kick the PAT. Snap is good, kick is up, and it hits off the right upright. No good. So, Terry, I think you've jinxed him.
I think I did. He was 22 for 22, and all of a sudden now he misses one.
Well, so that makes our score 6-0. While they change sides, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be back in just a moment. You're watching high school football on KQEG TV.
You don't have to fly to Kansas City to get great barbecue.
4 years in a row and counting. Hi, this is Jerry Beyer at Big Boar Barbecue. Once again, La Crosse County has voted us the best barbecue and best caterer in La Crosse County. Making great ribs and great barbecue has always been my passion, and it means a great deal to me that you love what we do. If you haven't tried our ribs, pulled pork, brisket, or smoked chicken, try it and you'll agree. Big Boar Barbecue, a delicious mouthful.
Yeah. You don't have to.
Here's Luke Korish for Luke's Auto Repair in Onalaska.
What sets us apart from all the other repair shops is the way we take care of customers and keep their cars safe on the road.
Luke's Auto Repair, a full-service repair shop, complete with a diesel mechanic with over 25 years experience. And Luke's is fast becoming one of the area's largest tire dealers. Tires by Cooper, BF Goodrich, Michelin, Firestone, General, even Goodyear. Trust Luke's to take care of your car.
There's a lot of places people can take their car and spend their money, so you want to make sure you treat them well so they keep coming back.
Luke's Auto Repair on Mason Street in Onalaska.
Welcome back, everybody. The Holmen Vikings on the board first. 6-0 our score. Jonah Johnson unable to convert the PAT. His first miss of the year, the first miss for either kicker, as we talked about. But a 25-yard touchdown pass from Rylan Wall to Jaden Sheard gets the scoring going. And it looks like Johnson changing it up a little bit as far as where he was going to kick off from. Resets.
Nagel and
line drive kick, fielded at the 30-yard line. That's Floyd Thomas. Thomas cuts it up a little bit, and a lot of lateral movement, but not much forward, where the Logan Rangers will take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Good coverage by the Vikings. Number 82, the first guy there, too, on that kickoff team, Logan Williamson.
After last night's NFL matchup, it's the first time we've been able to say good coverage by the Vikings in a while.
You're a Viking fan, in
I'm a Bear fan.
Oh, okay.
But the Rams just looked phenomenal last night. Man in motion, snap, hands, and cut down after a gain of a couple. That's number 16, Jeremiah Nagel.
Nagel's skill set is to the outside. That time Ben Hesh doing a nice job of stopping that sweep play. The Rangers need to really have a good push from their offensive line too, Carl. Gavrilos the center, Magnuson, Trissoni, Harper Jankowski starting for Hart Larson, and Ethan Coleman, who was a tight end, now is the right tackle starting for Robert Snodgrass.
Ethan Coleman, number 59, was number 10 earlier in the season. Switched his jersey number.
Skilled players, Kelvin Maven, the quarterback. We talked about him in the pregame. Damon Butler, Harsey Nagel, Kapanke, and Jack McCusick. Malik Brown, Jericho Parcher, we'll see him as far as the perimeter players.
So we had a stoppage on the field. I believe we had a sideline warning against the Logan Rangers, and the white hat over there explaining what's going on to Coach Casey Noble.
You don't see that too often at the high school
And here
level.
we go.
Kelvin Maven, we talked about him as the quarterback, 35 for 67 in the air, and he has run for 137 yards.
Trips right. Maven back to pass. Fakes the pass and is taken down for a loss. Good pursuit by the Holmen Vikings.
Looked to throw a swing pass and did not connect, so had no choice but to go down.
Might have actually had a slight gain on the play. Call it no gain. Going to bring up 3rd and 8. For the Holmen Viking defense, this is certainly a more predictable down and distance, 3rd and 8.
Ryan Schreiner in his first year as the offensive coordinator for the Rangers.
And we got a whistle before the snap. Logan wants a timeout.
Confusion early for the Rangers.
So Logan calls their first timeout. It's the first timeout of the game. Want to remind you, next week, we've got a couple of good ones as well. West Salem at Onalaska. That could be a very good matchup. And the Aquinas Blue Golds will come to visit these Logan Rangers. So depending on the result of tonight's game, that could be a very big one for the Logan Rangers.
Sure
the
could.
UW Lacrosse Eagles play on KQEG TV. This week they take on UW Whitewater, number 8 in the country. Is that right, Terry?
Yeah, I'm really anxious to see that game. I had a meeting with Mike Schmidt today, and of course they've had some turmoil with a change in their offensive coordinator.
Now doing a co-offensive coordinator.
Yeah, and so that hopefully that will galvanize the team and produce a good result. But anytime you have that kind of turmoil, it certainly jeopardizes to a certain degree your rhythm and your offense.
That game will be live on KQEGTV.com starting at 3:15 with the Mike Schmidt football show. And we got a lost football. The ball is still loose, and it is Holmen football. A turnover for the Ranger offense.
That was danger when it started. That just did not look like it was at all going to produce good results, did it?
Everyone was a bit out of sorts on that one. And
Drake
so
Shams on the fumble recovery.
They will take over at the 25-yard line. 1st and 10. And Rangers showing blitz. Holmen patient. Wall comes back under center. Cable goes in motion, dive up the middle, a little messy handoff, and Cable has nowhere to go.
A little misdirection. Again, Floyd Thomas on the defense. And Floyd Thomas playing well early in this game. Cable looked at the top 10 runners in the area. Cable right there, 5 TDs, 564 yards, and a tremendous outside speed.
Averaging almost 10 yards a carry on the season. It's unheard of.
His brother, of course, playing defensive back for the Eagles. So we'll see him play tomorrow afternoon.
Wall on the option, keeps it himself and gains quite a few. Going to be down inside the 25.
Defending the option is all about responsibility, assignment football. And, of course, Wall, only a sophomore, understands the reads, and that's the key when you run the veer offense, which has really been the staple of the Vikings.
3rd down and 4. Handoff goes off the right tackle. It looks like it's going to be enough for a 1st down.
Right behind Gunther Holmen. We had him on 7 Rivers Sports, by the way. Holmen, Butler, Langer, Oliver Massman, part of that offensive line that we talked about. Wall, Cable, Fisher doing well early in the first possession. Brett Holden, you mentioned, didn't play last week. Tate Grass usually plays 2 ways, and he's the only one that does because they platoon. Carl, Jaden Shear, part of that perimeter.
4th and inches. He was just shy of the 1st down. And the handoff goes to Holden, and the ball's loose. And I believe the Vikings have recovered it.
It appears they have.
And it's going to be enough for a 1st down, it looks like, as they sort out the pile on the ground. Holden lost the football, and we have an injured Logan Ranger down on the field.
Ran that play right behind their right guard, Gunther Holmen, the senior, 235. Looked like a collision too, right on the at the point of attack.
So like we were referring to the UW La Crosse Eagles, they will play at 4 p.m. on Saturday, tomorrow, if you are watching us on the stream. So 4 p.m. kickoff, pregame starts at 3:50, and it all starts with the Mike Schmidt football show at 3:15. If you miss us tomorrow on Saturday, you can catch us Tuesday night at 7 p.m. on KQEG TV. And Terry, I didn't catch who that was the injured Ranger.
I think it's Malik Brown, number 6, that they took off the field, and looks like he collided too. Hopefully it's not a concussion. Rangers again. It
seems to be
a
theme with them.
Yeah, I know, exactly. 3 players out with concussions.
Man in motion, Cable, hands. Cable's taken down, not after a little bit of a fight, down to the 13-yard line.
Some hard
gained a couple.
By Cable, tackled by number 16, Jeremiah Nagel. Nagel was hurt last week in that West Salem game. We noticed he spent a lot of the 4th quarter on the sideline.
So the injury bug, a problem for the Logan Rangers.
My grandson, too, who's a starter on the varsity reserve.
Got some action last week.
Yeah, but he had a concussion in the middle of the week in practice. So
wow.
He won't be playing.
So the Rangers call another timeout. That's their 2nd timeout of the game. So some confusion, maybe they don't like what they see when they line up. One of our sponsors for tonight's game is Schumacher Kish Funeral Homes. They've been serving the La Crosse area for over 50 years. Schumacher Kish, traditional services or prearranged funeral plans. It's comforting to know they'll be there when you need them. Schumacher Kish has locations in La Crosse, La Crescent, and Onalaska.
Went to several funerals this week, by the way. One of them, Jeannie Lovejoy, her son Boomer was a star at the club and played at Logan and passed away. And just recently, Kenny Ames, who was a Logan athlete when he was in the 50s, passed away just a few days ago. Fred Rohr passed away recently. His son Jim, outstanding student athlete at Logan too.
I happen to know his son Larry.
Yes.
Back to pass Wall, pump fakes, and Cable's wide open, and it's another touchdown. Rylan Wall, 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns, 14 yards to Kevin Cable.
It's all set up, Carl, by the run. Run. All of a sudden, get the Rangers thinking run and throw to your back out of the backfield. Miscommunication on defense, and an easy 6 points for the Vikings.
Jonah Johnson missed his first PAT. Hit off the right upright. Snap is good, kick is up, and this one's much better into the crowd over there. That shows you how big of a crowd we have for tonight's game. They've got extra seats in the end zone. Quite an event here tonight, Terry.
Yeah, not just a game, but an event. You said it. Packed house. All kinds of things going on outside the gates.
Yeah, I saw some sort of tent where there were people eating dinner of some sort.
Yeah, a lit up crane to the east.
Yeah,
to the southeast.
The fire department is parked over there. I saw them when I came in. So we started off tonight's game with a kickoff temperature of about 50 degrees, and we should get to like the low 40s by the end of this one.
Well, my hope is that it's in the 50s or 60s tomorrow at 7:15 when I
run
the Oktoberfest race.
Which race are you in? I'm doing the half or?
No, not this year. I am down to the
5 mile. Okay. I ran the 5 mile 4 or 5 years ago.
Great
It's
race.
A nice race.
Well, you run along the parade route.
And everybody's cheering you on.
You can't help but get the adrenaline going. And
some people a little more enthusiastic than they should be, but
that's okay.
It's an exciting time around the La Crosse area whenever Oktoberfest comes around.
I drove through the campus today. They've already started their Oktoberfest
I'm sure
partying,
they have.
I'll tell you that.
Jonah Johnson set to kick off. Kick is end over end, fielded at the 15-yard line. Makes a man miss, and across to the 34-yard line. It's Jericho Parcher.
Parcher's played well in spurts for the Rangers, and he needs to really show up again today. Quinn Ducharme on the tackle, number 18.
First and 10, 34-yard line.
Rangers in their traditional tight end with a 2-by-1 set.
Handoff goes off the right side and fights his way. That's Damon Butler. Gain of 3 on the play.
Got a good block by Caleb Trussoni. Got a few yards, the 5'9" junior. His brother, outstanding player a couple of years ago.
2nd and 7 now. Just under 5 minutes to go in our first quarter. Man goes in motion. Pass is complete along the left side and tackled down. That was, is that Parcher again?
Parcher again. The Rangers love that little bubble screen, that wide receiver quick toss, and got a couple yards. A 3rd and a manageable 4 yards.
Much better than their last possession. 3rd and 3 now. Handoff goes up the middle and nowhere to go.
He's right in the teeth of that defense. Floyd Thomas trying to break one for a first down, but ran into the grasp of number 57, and that is Jaden Nesseth, the 6'3" junior. Interesting story about him. He was born without the ability to hear, and with some implants, he's been able to now hear a little bit, and it's just a rewarding human interest story for that young man.
Interesting here the Rangers going for it in their own territory, and they've got it complete for a first down.
Credit the ability that time for Calvin Maven to scramble to his left and a razor shot right into the arms of number 6, I believe.
That was Malik Brown.
Who was out earlier with a injury and back in for the Rangers. Their first down.
1st and 10, 47-yard line. Man comes in motion, takes the handoff on the jet sweep. That's Nagel, and he's got some room to run, and he's cocked out of bounds. At the 34-yard line, Jeremiah Nagel with a fantastic run there.
Yeah, just beat the Vikings to the edge. Good block by Malik Brown too, and certainly that's been one of the Rangers' key plays for many, many years. That jet sweep out of the motion.
18-yard gain on the play. Brings up 1st and 10 from the Viking 35-yard line. First time in opponent territory. And that's Nagel going the other way on the jet sweep. Gains about 3.
Works one way, take it the other way, I guess. It's a couple of yards. Tackled by number 72. And that would be Drake Shams, his second tackle in the first quarter.
2-yard gain on the play. Going to bring up 2nd and 8 from the 34-yard line. 2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Butler in motion. Back to pass. Maven, he's got a man, and he's got it. It's Malik Brown. Malik Brown with a first down.
What a great pass, and it was a tight window, too. Right between 2 Viking defenders, and that was a great pass. Justin Jones, one of them, the number 17, making the tackle.
24 yards on that one. Going to bring up 1st and goal for the Logan Rangers.
Rangers
9-yard line.
Poise, good play selection. Been able to get a couple first downs in this drive and got some momentum. Now they're in the red zone, need to close the deal.
Malik Brown checks out of the game. Parcher, the single receiver, off to the left. Man in motion, Nagel pitch. And Butler tries to make a man miss, and he gets a couple of yards.
Well, when you see 6 red jerseys at the ball, that means that team tackling and cleanup is part of their style, that's for sure.
2nd and goal, 7-yard line.
See what the Rangers come back with here now. Going to the outside several times, not able to get any yards up the middle.
Brown checks back in. Had a couple of big catches so far. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right, empty set. Pass, slant pattern, and incomplete. We're almost all the way through the first quarter, and that was the first incompletion for either team.
Well defended by perfect timing, too. And the principal defender that time, number 32, Caleb Maddle, who played really well in the game we covered at Veterans Memorial Stadium, Roger Herring Field. Played man-to-man defense on the Red Raiders and had all kinds of tackles, and he did a great job as a junior, Caleb Maddle.
3rd and goal, 7-yard line. Tight formation now. Pitch goes to Butler, and he's in a foot race, and he's got a gain of a few. Going to get down inside the 5. Going to bring up 4th and goal.
Good effort by Damon Butler, too, trying to get to the end zone, and used his drop step and explosion to get a few yards closer to the goal line.
And some personnel changes. It looks like the offense is going to remain on the field, though. 4th and goal from the 4-yard line. And the Rangers are going to go for it. They've converted on 1 4th down. Pass to the end zone, incomplete. Was looking for Malik Brown.
Malik Brown on a fade pattern, well defended again.
That's a long throw for a young quarterback.
Yeah, Rangers looking for a interference and well defended. So surprised they didn't go with Tyler Harris on a field goal.
A fantastic kicker, absolutely. So
a little surprising.
The Vikings are going to take over on their own 4-yard line. The Ranger defense tasked with keeping them there. Handoff goes up the middle, and the ball is loose. And the Rangers say they have it, and they do. The Logan Rangers take over.
I think number 67, that would be Alex Magnuson with a fumble recovery.
Now the momentum shifts back to the Logan Rangers after the great stop on 4th down. First play is a fumble, and it's going to be 1st and goal from the 5-yard line.
This is where I think I'd insert Jack McHugh-Sake and throw that fade pattern to him at 6'3".
McHugh-Sake is the receiver on the far side. Handoff goes to Butler. Gets a couple of yards there.
Butler trying to go behind Alex Gavrilos, the center, who's probably the best blocker for the Rangers. And the quarter runs out, huh?
That is the end of the first quarter with a score of Holmen 13 and Logan nothing. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with the second quarter on the KQEG TV High School Game of the Week.
You know that Boyers is a small family business.
That doesn't mean it's not fully staffed. Here's our sales department.
Purchasing department.
Delivery and setup.
Warehouse crew.
Quality control.
Advertising.
We've got the best in sales, service, and selection. Come on down and check out Boyers Furniture.
You know that.
From the bluffs to the river, surround yourself with
knowledge,
competition, the arts,
friendships.
Surround yourself with distinction.
Surround yourself with UW Lacrosse.
Welcome back, everybody. 2nd and goal, 5-yard line. Logan Rangers threatening after the turnover. Maven in the pistol formation, back to pass. Scrambles right, and he's going to take it himself. And he's in. It's a touchdown, untouched.
I like the call. He looked like he was looking to pass, Carl, but he's got such explosion. I've seen it on the basketball court. I've seen it in his track and field skill set. Good play call. Good job by Kelvin Maven.
So right away into the second quarter, the Rangers strike back. Tyler Harris on to attempt the extra point. Snap is good. Kick is fantastic. Look at that one. Sails beyond the student section, but it is wide. It is wide right. No good. Apparently that end zone is a curse.
I think so.
Because that's where Jonah Johnson missed his.
Heading north. Jeepers. First miss for Tyler Harris.
First miss for either kicker in tonight's game. After we praised them up and down for being perfect on the air, I think somebody watching this is going to blame you, Terry.
I think so. I've been blamed before, so it's nothing new.
So if you want a copy of tonight's game, go to our website, kqegtv.com. And if you want to see highlights of tonight's game, be sure to join Terry Erickson on Seven Rivers Sports Wednesday at 5:30 and 9 p.m. Terry, who do you got on the show this week?
I have the UWL track and field, or cross country, I should say.
All right.
My guests, and last week I have Holmen coming up, and I've had Logan so far this fall. Logan football, Holmen football, Onalaska football, and two iconic coaches all this week too. Last week, Coach Anderson and Degatano.
High pop kick from Tyler Harris. Bounds and is fielded at the 10-yard line. Looked like it might have gone out of bounds. There's a penalty flag on the play, and he's pushed out of bounds at about the 20. We'll see what the call is here.
Looks like an illegal block, too, run out of bounds by Max Harsey, number 20.
I'm very surprised that was fielded with the way it was bouncing. It looked like it might have gone out of bounds and been a penalty. See what the call is here.
Ranger defense needs to show up now and do the same job they did last possession.
Holding goes against the Vikings. Going to push them back deep into their own territory. Looks like they are down on their own 6-yard line.
Brock Harney, the defensive coordinator for the Rangers, I know worked hard on different schemes this week against that Holmen offense. This is a time they need to shine.
Not sure what the delay is here. Now we're moving again.
The delay is getting the spot accurate.
Looks like they're moving it up to the 9-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10. Wall under center. Back to pass. Pass over the middle. Oh, and it was a touchdown if it's caught by Tatum Grass.
Was it ever Tatum?
The defender fell over. Tatum Grass had all the room in the world, and it was just over his head.
Ethan Hannawal, the defender, fell down, as you said, but Tatum Grass, he's destined to play college football at next year.
He's going to want to erase that one from the highlight film.
7 catches, 107 yards, and the 6'4", 200-pound senior.
And Wall keeps it himself, and he's taken down in the backfield.
Taken down by Harper Jankowski, his second tackle of the first half.
Loss of 4 on the play. Bringing up 3rd and 14.
Ben Fowler in for the Rangers at safety.
A couple weeks ago, Art Fay and I were here for the Holmen-West Salem matchup. They had a bank of lights across our way to our right that was completely inoperable. So they've got that sorted out. Pitch on the play goes to Cable. Cable's got an angle, and he's pushed out of bounds at about the 14-yard line.
Pushed out of bounds by
Excuse
Ben
me,
Fowler.
12-yard line.
That Logan defense, as we talked about, struggled last week. And after this quarter, they've played well.
4th and 7. Back to punt.
Brown and Parcher set to return this.
And a low line drive. It's touched by a Ranger. And it got knocked out of bounds. And that could have been Holmen football. It was touched by a Logan Ranger, and they let it go.
My coach would always say, if the ball bounces and you're near it, call poison, poison, poison. That means you just get away as far as you can from the poison.
We use the word Peter. Same thing. It's quicker to say Peter, Peter, Peter. Same concept, though. Get away from the football. So Holmen catches a break, and the sticks are. Or Logan catches a break, excuse me.
Logan in Viking territory to start this drive.
Brown in motion, and we've got a pre-snap penalty that's going to go. Adam Quam really wanted to come on that blitz, and it was just a little too early.
Pre-snap anticipated penalty by the Vikings.
1st and 5 now.
Jordan Hansen, the defensive coordinator.
Two receivers left and right. Nagel in motion. Maven keeps it himself, and he's got a lot of room to run. And he's ripped down at the 21-yard line. Nice run there by Calvin Maven for the first down.
Boy, doesn't show any of the remnants of getting beat up last week, does he?
He looks like a new man out there.
Maybe that's because he only practiced once this week, so he's fresh.
So wise for Casey Noble to keep him fresh. First and 10, 20-yard line. Nagel in motion again, takes it, and he stiff arms a man, but he's met by most of the Holmen defense.
Most of them is right. Wow, you talk about rallying to the football.
That's the definition of a gang tackle right there.
Oh, the first guy there, number 24, too, and his teammates right behind him, Ben Hesh.
Nagel lost a couple on that play. Four carries for 20 yards for Nagel.
Great opportunity here for the Rangers to put themselves back in this game, too.
9:50 to go in our first half. Maven takes a snap, hands to Butler. Butler, not a lot of room. Maybe gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
Boy, tough to run up the middle. Adam Qualm, the 6'1", 220-pound linebacker, number 70 right there.
Gains 1 yard back. 3rd and 11 now from the 21-yard line. Under center, back to pass, rolling right, throwing left, and a lot of room to run there, and unable to convert. That is Max Harsey, and got to believe that Max Harsey is feeling a little sick to his stomach. He had a lot of room to run.
Well, Calvin Maven, a good job of deceiving the defense, rolls to his right, looks to safety and cornerback, off to the right, and then throws a comeback pass. Harsey open, could have been 6.
4th and 11. And it looks like they're going to go for the field goal here. It's going to be a 38-yarder for Tyler Harris.
Under the hold of Ethan Hannawall.
Here's the snap. Here's the kick. It is long enough, and it is wide right.
Oh.
No good.
Wow.
Had plenty of distance on that one, and he just pushed that one wide right.
Looked pretty when it left the tee.
So that's 2 missed field goals or missed kicks, I should say, for Harris.
Yeah, Tyler Harris, a 2-sport fall athlete. You probably knew that. Plays
soccer and football.
Practices football once, maybe twice a week. Just a great student and a good kid.
That's got to be hard to do.
Got to be pretty gifted, that's for sure.
1st and 10, 21-yard line for the Holmen Vikings. Blitz coming up the middle. Wall has a lot of room to run off to the left side, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
Wall faked a toss to the wide side and then kept the ball on the short side of the field for a first down. Haven't seen that play before for the Vikings.
18-yard gain there. Good run by Rylan Wall.
Of course, the longer the season goes, the more the coaches put into their playbook.
Wall has been impressive as a sophomore. Man in motion. Handoff goes to Holden.
Boy, they have really closed up Holden, the north-south physical runner, who comes into this game with 7 TDs, 630 yards, and really hasn't done much in the first half.
Unofficially, I have him for 6 carries for 16 yards.
They've really
normally a 100-yard rusher.
Yeah, they've really shut Cable down too on the edge.
Pitch goes to Cable, and he's spun down. Maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage.
He read that wrong. I think he cut in too quickly, and a good tackle by number 21. The Rangers are ready on defense. That time, Damon Butler on the tackle.
Going to bring up 3rd and 6.
Damon Butler, one of the leading tacklers for the Rangers. 38 tackles on the year for that two-way performer.
Damon Butler, not a big young man. 5'6", 160 pounds, but tough as nails. And Travis Kowalski wants a timeout. And while they take a timeout, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back. 7:22 to go, 13-6 our score. Holmen in the lead. We'll be right back.
Premier Spine Health and Injury in Holmen has opened a new state-of-the-art chiropractic facility in Holmen. They offer a specialized exam and specific plan to deal with your pain.
Whiplash, concussions, TMJ, carpal tunnel, even headaches and migraines. We work to relieve the pain caused by these symptoms so that you can get back to doing the things that you love.
Set up an appointment today. Your first visit is only $39 and it's donated to the charity of your choice. Call or stop by Holmen's Premier Chiropractic Office, Premier Spine Health and Injury at 814 Main Street in Holmen. Premier Spine Health and Injury in Holmen has opened a new state-of-the-art chiropractic facility in Holmen. They offer a specialized exam and specific plan.
Welcome back, everyone. Carl Greenfield and Terry Erickson. 7:22 to go in the second quarter. Blitz comes up the middle. Wall pitches to grass. We've got a penalty flag down.
Well, anytime the umpire throws that flag, it's holding, and that's what it is. In the interior part of the Holmen offensive line. That's what it is.
Holding goes against the Vikings. You are absolutely right.
Travis Kowalski asking, who was it on? It's that little flick pass that Brett Favre made famous.
And it's been incorporated into the Kansas City Chiefs playbook now.
I see that.
The Bears have put it in their playbook. That short little flick to the tight end, it's pretty effective.
Yeah, it's kind of a version of an inside screen.
Yep.
Using your big player to take the ball downfield, and there's been a lot of success at every level.
3rd and 17 now. Wall hands off to Cable, spins his way, gets a gain of about 6. And the Holmen Vikings will line up to punt. Kicks it away, a knuckler fielded by Jericho Parcher, who's tackled down at the 26-yard line.
Parcher trying to find that seam. One thing I like about him as a return guy, he doesn't have an outstanding breakaway speed, but he's got sure hands, Carl, and that's what makes him valuable on the punt return team.
Brecken Turner was the punter, not on a roster. Got a little help from the Viking coaching staff. Back to pass. Maven pass is incomplete. Looking to find Jericho Parcher on that one.
We haven't talked much about the Viking defense. Shams, Quam, Fears, Stussy, and Nesseth up front, along with Hesh, Westcott, Shane Roth, Maddle, Jones, and Wilhelmsen on the back end.
2nd and 10, 27-yard line. Shotgun, man in motion, Nagel fakes the handoff, runs to his left, and ripped down horse collar tackle. I cannot believe that was not called.
It was close. He just grabbed his jersey, at least maybe not inside the back of the neck jersey, but
almost always you see that flag get thrown.
You do.
And it's going to be enough for a first down. Gain of 11 on the play for Calvin Maven.
Calvin Maven has played extremely well, Carl, in this first half. He's been the key to the Rangers staying in this game, as well as the defense, by the way.
Defense has really buckled down after the early scores by the Holmen Vikings. 1st and 10, 39-yard line. Back to pass. A little bit low, trying to find Parcher.
It's the second time he's looked for Parcher, who's been open a little bit, but both passes have been at his shoelaces.
Maven completed his first 3 passes tonight and has missed on his last 5. Accuracy a bit of an issue, perhaps pressure a little bit as well.
Well, he didn't start the season as the quarterback, didn't play at his younger level as the quarterback, and after game 2, he is the Logan quarterback.
Handoff goes to Malik Brown, who throws it, and it's incomplete.
A little bit of trickery trying to hit number 16, Jeremiah Nagel, on a reverse pass. Rangers now facing 3rd and 10.
.609 remaining in the second quarter. Rangers in a critical 3rd and 10 now. Direct snap to Floyd Thomas, who's got some room to run, and a first down. Floyd Thomas.
A little bit of deception. I like that. That snap right to Floyd Thomas. We saw that one time, I think, last week, too, that direct snap.
And Thomas, not an easy man to take down, 6'2", 200 pounds.
If you look at the sideline for Holmen, over 100 players out for football here, and one of the few programs that can platoon. I mean, they've done that for several years, and that's certainly not common in high school football.
1st and 10, just across midfield. Back to pass. The pass is high and incomplete. He was looking for Malik Brown.
Yeah, dangerous pass, too. Good coverage by number 24, Ben Hesh.
We've said his name quite a few times. Ben Hesh, the senior linebacker. 6 foot, 165 pounds.
Rangers again with a pretty impressive drive. And, of course, one of the keys of the game was to control and move the chains, control the ball, and not let the very lethal Viking offense handle the ball. And the Rangers doing that on this possession.
Trips to the right, one receiver left, back to pass, and looking for a screen. He shovels it, and it is caught by Max Harsey, but it's going to be caught for a loss of a couple.
Still, that was a pretty clever way to get rid of the ball for Calvin Maven. Not sure if he wanted to shovel it with 2 hands.
I don't think he did, but, you know, it's better than the 10-yard loss he was about to take.
That's right. Of course, he's used to that from last week.
That's right. Doesn't make it any easier to do.
Yeah.
Getting knocked down so many times.
As I said in the pregame, I was so impressed with his being such a warrior and getting up and not staying down and giving up. I mean, he showed a lot of resilience.
3rd and 12. Nagel in motion. Back to pass. Pop fly pass. And we've got a lot of contact and no call. Incomplete.
I think that was a good call. I don't know if that was a penalty. I don't see any Ranger coaches upset either. I think that was a good call. So often you see officials overreact to those. don't you?
You just assume that pass interference has happened.
Exactly. When that was a case of some contact, but not enough to justify a flag.
Back to punt are the Logan Rangers. It's Harris, and Harris is going to run, and then he's going to kick it away. And bounds out of bounds. A phenomenal punt.
Oh, directional kicking.
Down to the 5-yard line, 6-yard line.
You know the Eagles do that all the time with Ryan Byrne, too. They give him the option to either kick a rugby style or to run with it, depending. It's kind of an option. Talked to Mike Schmidt about that today. He said, we're going to do that again tomorrow against Whitewater. That was impressive. Giving them a chance to get to the outside and then kicking it with really good direction.
Well, I'll tell you what, if anybody can run as a punter, that's Ryan Byrne.
I'd say he can.
We watched him at the quarterback position for West Salem run all over defenses. Back to pass, up the middle. It's caught by Tate Grass and tumbled down at the 27-yard line for a first down.
You know why I like that, Carl? Give Tate Grass another opportunity to redeem himself, right?
After that very frustrating drop.
Because he wouldn't do that very often. You know that very well.
19-yard gain goes to Grass. First and 10 now, 26-yard line. Pitch goes to Cable off the right side. Stutter steps and is taken out of bounds, pushed out by Floyd Thomas.
Well, I think Andrew Fisher got away with a hold on the edge, too. Official didn't call it, so the Vikings moved the chains.
13-yard gain on that one for Cable. Brings up first and 10 once again, 39-yard line. No huddle offense. Wall back to pass. Finds his man. It's Cable, and Cable's got a lot of room to run. And he dekes his way and spins all the way inside to the 15, 16-yard line.
Just a flare pass out of the backfield, showing his speed on the outside. That's why he's one of the better speedy runners in the area. Ran through Ben Fowler's tackle and got 10 more yards.
44-yard gain on that one. First and 10 now from the 16-yard line. A little under 4 minutes to go. Handoff off to the left side. Still some room to run.
A little misdirection. A little inside trap, giving the ball, trying to get number 22 to pop one. That's Cable again.
Cable after the big reception. Gains 4 on the play. 2nd and 6 now from the 12-yard line.
Vikings going with that no huddle, as you see. Didn't do that the first part of the season. Now confusion, so timeout, Vikings.
So join us on Monday at noon for the all-new Mike Schmidt Coaches Show. We will stream the program live, or you can see a playback on Tuesday night at 6:30 p.m. preceding the playback of the UW lacrosse football game. They will be facing Whitewater in tomorrow's game, 4 o'clock.
What a game that's going to be, too. Again, talked to Mike Schmidt today. He said, you know, in terms of personnel, the Warhawks probably one of the deepest team in the nation in Division III. And he said they are an incredibly talented opponent. So it may take a Herculean effort to beat the Warhawks tomorrow, but it'll be a fun game. So hopefully we'll pack the place in support of our Eagles.
4 o'clock, Roger Herring Stadium. Handoff goes to Cable, spins around, and he loses some yardage.
Wow, great defensive play. We got to put that on Seven Rivers Sport. Damon Butler smelling that out from the beginning. Good penetration, and he finished with a good tackle.
Loss of 3 on the play. Going to bring up 3rd and 9. Holmen in no hurry here. Even though they're going no huddle, it's no hurry. Trying to take some time off the clock to not allow the Rangers time, even if they do score here, to get the ball back and score.
Back judge starting to count, too.
Handoff to Cable. Starter steps in, is tackled down off the left side.
Cable trying to go behind his left guard. Rannis, his left tackle. Langer.
Jonah Johnson going to come on to attempt the field goal. Be a 29-yarder.
Isaac Elson, the holder, the 6'5 junior.
We'll call it a 30-yarder. Snap is good. Kick is just short. No good.
Wow, not a night for kickers, huh?
Apparently they've been racking up all these good stats in a little bit warmer weather, perhaps. Colder night here.
Could be, yeah. Either that or it was my fault in the pregame.
We'll go with that.
Okay.
Minute 42 to go, second quarter. Logan takes over after the missed field goal. Out to the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Logan with 1 timeout remaining, both teams with just 1 timeout. Back to pass, pump fake, pop fly, and it is intercepted. Intercepted. That's Hesh once again. Ben Hesh making the big play.
I think that was deflected at the line, too.
I think his arm might have gotten hit as he tried to follow through, and it popped it up.
Wow. A great turnover for the Vikings. See if they can capitalize on this as we're near the end of the first half.
So we're basically back where we left off on the Johnson kick. They were on the 12-yard line when he kicked that field goal. Now they've got it back at the 13-yard line. So 1st and 10. They can get a first down without scoring. Wall hands off.
Hands off to their featured running back, number 44, trying to get some yardage up the middle, Brett Holden.
Gain of 6 on that one. 2nd and 4 now. Minute 10 to go.
Holden in that 4-point stance.
And Holden takes it again, and he tumbles across. He's going to get a first down. Not in the end zone just yet.
Got a nice block by Rannis, Butler, and Langer on that left side.
1st and goal, 1-yard line.
Holden with 630 yards and 7 TDs. I'd give it to him again if I was Travis Kowalski, the head coach, offensive coordinator.
Logan Rangers going to take a timeout. They've got an injured player off to the left side. And he's being helped off by the training staff.
That's Dallas Kapanke, the linebacker. Alex Cosby in number 5.
Dallas Kapanke, a very talented player on both sides of the ball.
He is. Just like his cousin Christian, who was Defensive Player of the Year in 2017.
1st and goal, 1-yard line. Hand off to Holden, and he's in.
Yeah.
Touchdown, Brett Holden.
You don't need anything fancy there. You just give it to your workhorse, your north-south runner, and he produces his 8th TD of the season.
Brings the score to 19-6. Jonah Johnson on to attempt the PAT. Isaac Elson, the holder. Snap is good, hold is down, kick is up and through. He's got it. Makes the score 20-0 with 31 seconds to go here.
20-6, actually. You got to give the
20-6, excuse me. I knew what I meant. 20-6 is the score.
See if the Rangers can do something with 30 seconds left. Get a return from their speedy players. Number 35, but checked in now as a return guy. That would be James Nagel. He's a speedster like his brother.
Johnson will handle the kickoff. Here it is. It is a line drive, tumbling at the 15-yard line and ripped down at the 23-yard line. That's James Nagel. You talked about him.
Trying to find that seam and nowhere to go. Adam Quam wraps him up, number 70. Rangers need to be careful here, too.
One timeout, 23-yard line, 25 seconds to go. The Rangers will receive the second half kickoff. Direct snap, Floyd Thomas makes a couple of guys miss, and he's got a gain of about 8, 9 on that one.
I think a first down.
Oh, no, it's a first down.
Yeah,
you're right.
That's been one of the best plays.
My eyes are screwing with me.
In the first half, a direct snap to the big junior, Floyd Thomas.
16 seconds to go, 33-yard line. Clock begins to roll. Under 10 seconds now. This will be the last play of the first half, barring a penalty. Another direct snap.
And another first down.
And that's going to end our first half with a score. Holmen 20, Logan 6. You see a couple of Holmen Vikings sprint across the field to get ready to play with the band. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with some of the Holmen High School marching band and their halftime show. We'll be back. You're watching high school football on KQEG TV and KQEGTV.com.
No matter where you are, it's easy to find Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating, Lacrosse.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Here you are.
Right now, get over $1,700 in rebates and utility credits with your new Carrier Infinity heating and cooling system.
Call or visit us online to ask more about our Gold Star maintenance program.
Schneider Heating, West Salem.
Schneider Heating around West Salem. Here you go.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
There's no place like La Crosse, Wisconsin, with the river and the bluffs.
Academic success, athletic success, all of our programs are doing really well right now.
Coming out here and playing my first conference game, I had a bunch of goosebumps, I had chills, I was excited, I was nervous. I felt every emotion that, you can feel.
College, when you think of what that experience is and the growth as a person and as a student and as an athlete, there's no place like UW La Crosse.
At Tri-State Business Machines, our job is to keep you moving forward. We know your business depends on the reliability of your equipment. That's why we're here, to provide you with the industry's highest rated machines and the know-how to keep them running at peak efficiency. We understand the importance of quality sales, service, and support. We've been doing it for over 60 years. To learn more about what we can do for you, visit tsbm.com. Tri-State Business Machines. Move forward with us.
Welcome back, everybody. It is halftime here at Empire Stadium on the Holmen High School campus. Carl Greenfield and Terry Erickson. And we are getting set for the Holmen High School marching band and their halftime performance. So let's tune in to them.
The Grateful Dead, the Mamas and the Papas, Jefferson Airplane, the Who, and the Birds were just a few of musical acts headlining the large open-air music festival. The musical Hair tells the story of its counterculture, peace, and love. Listen now as we open with Aquarius and Let the Sunshine In.
Working? Next up, we have the introduction of the 2018 Holmen High School Homecoming Chorus as the Marching Vikings play Pete Seeger's Turn, Turn, Turn. Please welcome and congratulate the 2018 Homecoming Chorus. Professional act representatives, Brigade Abraham, daughter of Mrs. Singular, escorted by Ty Leaser, son of Russell Leaser. For our qualified representatives, we have Emily Bora, daughter of Amy Vinci, and Matt Mora, escorted by Tanner Groshek, son of Dale and Tony Groshek. Please welcome the junior class representatives, Callie Dean, daughter of Rob and Tiffany Dean, is escorted by Jaden Abraham,
band, The Who, and American rock band, The Turtles, also left their mark on the Summer of Love. Listen now as we close our field show with I Can See for Miles and Happy Together.
All right, as the Holmen Viking band wraps up their halftime performance, couple of score updates for you. The Onalaska Central game is a 14-14 tie at halftime. The Aquinas Blue Golds lead the Toma Timberwolves 8-7 at halftime. And at halftime, West Salem over Sparta 7-0. So a lot of close ones across the MVC in the first half. We'll see what the second half brings for all of those matchups.
As is typical, we saw a great halftime show of the band and some of the dancers prior to that. We want to also recognize Jim Page for getting an alumni award. When I listened to some of the things that he's accomplished as a halftime, at halftime, getting that alumni award, well deserved. So congratulations to Jim Page and his family.
I happen to know Jim Page a little bit. Very nice man. He works next door to me, so not a stranger to him.
We were hoping to get Mark Engler, the AD, on halftime, but we'll maybe do that next time. And of course, this is a big game for him because he taught at Logan for years and then was hired as the activities director here and does a great job. And part of his job is all the things you see on the peripheral, and he does a great job with that. The complexities of an activities director is enormous, to say the least.
That's right. Well, we're going to take a quick break before the second half commences. You're watching high school football on KQEG TV.
It's halftime on the KQEG TV High School Game of the Week. Tonight's game features the Logan Rangers and the Holmen Vikings. We'll return with the second half of tonight's game after these messages. It's halftime.
You don't have to fly to Kansas City to get great barbecue.
4 years in a row and counting. Hi, this is Jerry Beyer at Big Boar Barbecue. Once again, La Crosse County has voted us the best barbecue and best caterer in La Crosse County. Making great ribs and great barbecue has always been my passion, and it means a great deal to me that you love what we do. If you haven't tried our ribs, pulled pork, brisket, or smoked chicken, try it and you'll agree. Big Boar Barbecue, a delicious mouthful.
Yeah!
You know that Boyers is a small family business.
That doesn't mean it's not fully staffed. Here's our sales department.
Purchasing department. Delivery and setup. Warehouse crew.
Quality control.
Advertising.
We've got the best in sales, service, and selection. Come on down and check out Boyer's Furniture.
You know that Boyers...
Here's Luke Korish for Luke's Auto Repair in Onalaska.
What sets us apart from all the other repair shops is the way we take care of customers and keep their cars safe on the road.
Luke's Auto Repair, a full-service repair shop, complete with a diesel mechanic with over 25 years experience. And Luke's is fast becoming one of the area's largest tire dealers. Tires by Cooper, BF Goodrich, Michelin, Firestone, General, even Goodyear. Trust Luke's to take care of your car.
There's a lot of places people can take their car and spend their money, so you want to make sure you treat them well so they keep coming back.
Luke's Auto Repair on Mason Street in Onalaska.
Mix 96, today's best music mix. Good morning. Van McNeil, More Music Morning Show is on the air.
Hey now, baby. Hello, Ryan Seacrest here, Mix 96.
Are you ready for it?
Hey, it's Reed Magnum, Mix 96. Taylor Swift, here we go.
Are you ready for it?
This is Pop Crush Nights. I am Lisa Page. The moment that I've been talking about all week, I'm sure you're so over me mentioning the Chainsmokers, but hi, Alex and Drew are on the line right now.
Mix 96.1.
Welcome back, everyone. We're just about set for the second half to start off here. And Terry, some first half thoughts that you may have for our viewers.
Well, you know, a lot of people predicted this would be a runaway, maybe a running clock. Holmen scoring easily twice, going ahead 13-0. But Logan, the encouraging thing for the Rangers is they really rallied. They didn't give up. They played really good defense. They gave up a turnover. They gave up some big plays. But overall, being down 20-6 is not that damaging. I mean, they played much better than maybe a lot of people thought. So that's encouraging. And I'm sure that Brock Harney, the defensive coordinator, Casey Noble, the head coach, talked about that at halftime. Guys, you played pretty darn well, and you're in this game.
And they're going to receive the second half kickoff. So that's another plus on their side.
I thought Calvin Maven played very, very well, the whole defensive unit, but Calvin on offense in particular. And they basically stopped a lot of the Holmen offense. You know, the inside running game, they basically stopped. And Kevin Cable, they gave him a little bit to the outside. But I'm sure Holmen talked about some adjustments with blocking and doing a better job of sustaining and methodically using the clock and taking advantage of that lead. But in no way is the game certainly in control of the Vikings here as we start the second half.
Well, as we start, a couple of notable stats. Brett Holden, 9 carries, 28 yards, and a touchdown. For the Logan Rangers, Calvin Maven with 4 carries for 34 yards and a score. A couple of passing touchdowns for Rylan Wall. Kickoff is fielded and returned out to the 27-yard line. That is James Nagel. Yeah, Rylan Wall, 3 out of 4 in the first half, 2 touchdown passes, 58 yards for him. Calvin Maven, 4 out of 12 for 32 yards with an interception.
Yeah, boy, well covered, too, on that kickoff coverage. Team number 18, Quinn Descharme, one of the 3 Vikings on the tackle.
So here's what happens when you take your own stats. I've got a stat correction for you. Back to pass. Pass is almost reeled in, It was thrown behind Jack McHugh's sake, but he was almost able to make a one-handed catch there.
Yeah, it would have been a terrific catch. Tried to spin around, pirouette, and get the pass. Was not the best. And using his big frame inside, trying to surprise the Viking defense.
So Ryland Wall, correction there. He was 4 out of 5 in the first half for 102 yards. Somehow I missed the 44-yard reception by Kevin Cable. 2nd and 10 now. Bubble screen makes one man miss, and he's taken down by the second. That's Jericho Parcher with a catch.
Justin Jones, number 17, on the tackle.
Parcher gains 7 on the play, brings up 3rd and 3.
Jones part of that defensive back with Maddle, Jones, and Wilhelmsen.
3rd and manageable. This was definitely a situation that they had very little of last week, as they tended to shoot themselves in the foot with penalties. Nagel, the man in motion, and Maven keeps it himself. He's going to be right near the line to gain, but I think he's going to be just short of it.
I think he is about a yard short, 4th down.
A little slow to get up as well.
Yeah, will the Rangers gamble on 4th down and short? And it looks to me like they will. Maven going over to get the call.
Maven now with 5 carries for 37 yards. He did account for that lone Logan Ranger touchdown on a quarterback keeper.
Vikings in their short yardage defense, see if they can stop this.
And the sneak, and he's got enough.
He did, right behind his center, Alex Gavrilos, Jankowski, Magnuson, Coleman, and Trisoni doing a nice job up front.
An excellent push for the quarterback sneak. When well executed, it's one of the most successful short yardage plays. Tom Brady, a master at it.
Yeah, Tom Brady, a master at the hard count too, by the way.
Tom Brady, not the fleetest of foot either. And
he's 40 years old, you know.
41 even. Pass across the middle, and it falls incomplete.
Boy, that should have been caught right in the hands of number 16 that time, Jeremiah Nagel. I think he thought it was a little behind him, but it was a catchable pass from Calvin Maven.
2nd and 10 now after the incompletion.
Rangers don't believe in wild carding and bringing in somebody with a play. They make the quarterback run all the way over each time.
Got to be in good shape to be a Logan quarterback.
You do.
Nagel, the man in motion again. Fakes the handoff, and a lot of room to run for Calvin Maven. He's got a man to beat, and he's ripped down at the 40-yard line. And that's possibly the best run of the night for the Rangers.
Kind of looked like a read option, but I think it's a little bit more predetermined than a read option. Faking that jet sweep, and then Calvin Maven using his speed to the edge. That's been successful for the Rangers.
Misdirection on that one, and a lot of open green space. 21 yards on that carry. 1st and 10 into Viking territory.
Vikings have not stayed home with that outside linebacker.
Man in motion again. Pitch goes to Butler. Butler cuts it up, and he's taken down. Gain of about 5 on the play.
Butler with a good block by Floyd Thomas on the outside too, springing him for a good gain on 1st down.
Damon Butler over 600 yards on the season and has been held in check tonight. That puts him at 6 carries for 14 yards.
Well, they were shut down minus yards last week against the Panthers, and game you and I covered.
2nd and 5 after the Butler carry. Man in motion, it's Nagel takes the pitch and runs into a host of Holmen Vikings.
Getting pretty good blocking on the edge, though, too.
Nice block by Jericho Parcher, the receiver.
Yeah, he did execute a good block. 3rd and short.
3rd and 1.
Typical Ranger drive that we're seeing here in the 3rd quarter.
The mark of a good running football team is not just a good offensive line, but you got to have wide receivers that can block.
I like a pass play in this situation. See if the Rangers decide to do that.
I formation, and just a quick sneak, and I think he's going to get it.
He'll get it.
He's going to be very close.
If he did get it, it's by a foot or so, but looking at the opposite sideline, the Logan sideline,
I don't know if they're, I don't think they've got it.
They don't.
They're going to be about a half-yard shy. They went for it on the last 4th down. Going to get the official measurement here. I don't know, maybe they're not going to bring in the 6. They're just taking a peek at the sidelines.
Doesn't appear they are. The white hat has the jurisdiction over that too, Carl. He can make the decision, but decided not to. Do we get another Kelvin Maven sneak?
Holmen, 5 down linemen. Man in motion. Fakes the jet sweep. Handoff to Butler. Second effort, not going to be enough.
No. Viking ball, you're right. Tried to make the effort, a valiant effort, by the way, but couldn't get there.
I think I was on the same page with you, Terry. Perhaps a passing situation on the 3rd and short.
I agree. Damon Butler, maybe not the right size to go up the middle on that north-south physical run on 4th down.
That's no slight against Damon Butler. It's just physics.
A little bit of a mismatch.
7:53 to go in the 3rd quarter. Blitz coming, perfectly timed. Wall with a pitch, and that's Fisher, who gets taken down after a gain of 14 yards.
Boy, Fisher ran through a couple of Ranger tacklers, and geez, perfect timing on the pitch by Wall.
Andrew Fisher, 2 carries, 55 yards. Had a 41-yard scamper in the first half.
Yeah, he's been a bonus. We talk about Holden and Cable, but don't forget about Fisher. 2 touchdowns coming into this game.
Wall keeps it himself, and he's picked up and pushed back.
Picked up by number 21, Damon Butler. Now, wait a minute, picked up by a 5'6", 160-pounder. What does that tell you?
And he's picking up a 6'2", 165-pound quarterback.
It's all about technique, isn't it? Technique, footwork, determination, read, combination of things. Damon Butler, boy, he's going to be talked about as an all-conference performer at the end of the year.
Both sides of the ball.
He is.
Blitz coming.
Stunned it
Wall
again.
hands off. And
Floyd Thomas says, it's my turn now. And he makes a good hit. We talked about him early in the broadcast. Didn't play well against West Salem. Tonight, on both sides of the ball, Carl, he has played well.
That's the 10th carry of the game for Brett Holden, and he's been held in check to 28 yards. He does have a touchdown. It was on a short yardage scenario.
Not many
just
teams,
a 1-yarder.
Yeah, excuse me. Not many teams can hold him down. But talk about Damon Butler. He's my favorite McDonald's Saturday worker too. I see him there quite a bit Saturdays and Sundays. Part-time job.
Wall fakes, and there's your inside pitch, and that one's going to stick to Tatum Grass.
Didn't quite get the first down, but good tackle by Ethan Hannawall in the open field. Well, do the Vikings go for it here on 4th and 1?
Looks like Rylan Wall is getting the play from the sidelines. So they are going to go for it. 4th and 1. 46-yard line.
I haven't seen a hard count yet tonight either. Maybe this is the time, huh? Travis Kowalski, the OC, as well as the head coach. See what he dials up. Does he give the ball to Brett Holden?
He calls a timeout is what he does. And so while they take a timeout, we're going to do the same thing. It's 20-6, Holmen in the lead, third quarter. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching high school football on KQEG TV and KQEGTV.com.
Premier Spine Health and Injury in Holmen has opened a new state-of-the-art chiropractic facility in Holmen. They offer a specialized exam and specific plan to deal with your pain.
Whiplash, concussions, TMJ, carpal tunnel, even headaches and migraines. We work to relieve the pain caused by these symptoms so that you can get back to doing the things that you love.
Set up an appointment today. Your first visit is only $39 and it's donated to the charity of your choice. Call or stop by Holmen's Premier Chiropractic Office, Premier Spine Health and Injury at 814 Main Street in Holmen. Premier Spine.
Back to pass is Wall, and he's ripped down. The Rangers sniff it out and turn it over on downs.
Peculiar, wasn't it? Peculiar call. I'm sure Travis Kowalski thought, maybe I should have done that, huh? That was probably not a good decision, and I'm sure he realizes that. Trying to obviously fool the Rangers and did not.
The pursuit was there, and the Rangers take over with very good field position just on their own side of the 50.
I can see that on third down, but I don't know about fourth down.
That's a tough one. See if the Rangers can capitalize here. Direct snap, Floyd Thomas takes it, and he's trying to get out of the grasp, and he cannot.
Yeah, he couldn't. You know, number 72 will not get credit for the tackle, Drake Shams, but he's the
one who blew it up.
He blew it up because he plugged the gap. Well, the last possession, the Rangers were impressive on a drive, eating the clock. Didn't result in any points, but see if they can duplicate that on this possession.
2nd and 11, loss of 1 on the play. Handoff goes to Nagel. Makes a couple of men miss, and he's taken down at the 44-yard line.
Nagel getting some good blocking on that left side, too. And a good tackle in the open field by Dylan Westcott.
Gain of 7 on the play. 3rd and 4. See if we'll perhaps get another Calvin Maven run. Back to pass, and he's in trouble. Gets it away. Great job by Maven to elude the tacklers and just get the ball out of his hands.
What's it ever? I mean, he's got 3 guys staring right at him, and he's able to deposit the ball out of bounds.
I'm going to say this with confidence that that'll be the best incompletion we see all night.
You're exactly right.
4th and 4. Ranger offense remains on the field. They've gone for it on a number of occasions on 4th down. They're going to do it again. Having some technical difficulties here. We're back here.
Logan on a 1st down by virtue of a fumble.
Back to pass. Pass is caught. Caught at the 22-yard line by Jeremiah Nagel, and that was thrown by Malik Brown.
Yeah, we knew that the Rangers had been working on that play during the week. just looks like a jet sweep, pull up and throw the ball, and another first down for the Rangers. How are we now with our picture?
We're still working on getting it back here, so please bear with us.
Yeah, we apologize for some of the technical difficulties here this evening from Holmen. We're hearing that you're hearing our audio, but not all of our picture, so we apologize for that.
And we're going to take a timeout while we get this sorted out as they take a timeout on the field. We'll be right back. You're watching high school football on KQEG TV. We're back here. Back to pass, and it is caught. Pass is complete. Across the way.
Looked like a little confusion as the play developed, but good pass, Jack McHugh. Sake on the reception. Just a hitch pattern. Driving his defender back and catching the ball right in front of him.
Second and 3. Back to run, as it turns out, is Maven, and nowhere to go on that one. He's going to lose a couple.
Yeah, that play broke down. Maven trying to get to the edge and has had success with that play, but not that time.
Loss of 4 on that one.
Rangers with a 4-down territory, a key third down here. 3rd down and 7.
Direct snap to Butler. Reverse. Brown with a throw. And it's caught. And we have the signal. It is a touchdown.
Direct snap with a reverse and I think a pass. Was it a pass to Maven?
I believe so. It was hard to see on that far sideline.
I think Maven with the reception, I believe. What a tremendous play that was for the Rangers.
The trickery all over that one. Kick for Harris is a bullet, and it's good. Tyler Harris has missed a couple of kicks tonight, and that one was kicked with some anger and authority. So this gets the Logan Rangers back into the game.
And we have a picture.
Yes, we do.
Oh, thank you to our cameraman.
Yep, Jacob doing a fine job tonight. It's tough when the equipment doesn't agree with you. You can only do so much.
Maybe. Well, the Rangers' impressive drive, 2 in a row. The first one didn't result in anything. This one did. And Rangers, again, back in the game. And the Vikings temporarily, at least, on their heels.
Tyler Harris will kick it off here. There's a high pop kick. It's fielded right at the sidelines, and there's a penalty flag.
Did he step out of
bounds? And I
bounds?
think he was out of bounds as he caught it.
A penalty, though, it looks like on the Rangers, so at least that's what the Vikings are saying.
I think it may be a kickoff out of bounds because I think he fielded it as he was standing out of bounds.
There you go. So the ball would be at the 35. Or the
illegal procedure against the Logan Rangers. And it'll be 1st and 10, 35-yard line. You're absolutely right. So it was deemed a kickoff out of bounds. I knew it was close to the sideline.
Yeah, official right on it, too. Good job. This has been a good officiating crew.
They've done an excellent job tonight.
They have. We have not seen
blitz
really
up the middle, handoff to Holden. This is the longest run of the night for Brett Holden. Going to be a 1st down. It's about 11 yards there.
You know, the Rangers have virtually shut him down, as you talked about, right after halftime, and that was the brightest run he's had.
1st and 10, 46-yard line. Minute and a half to go in the 3rd quarter. Handoff to Holden again, and he's gaining steam and gaining momentum.
Well, getting into the 2nd level, which is encouraging. And, of course, my coach would always say if something works, go right back at it until they stop that particular play, and that's what the Vikings did that time.
7-yard gain on that one brings up 2nd and 3.
Setting up the outside run, of course, with success inside, which has been what they've built their success upon.
And back to pass is Wall. Complete to Tate Grass, and he's got Grass in front of him. It's a touchdown.
Setting it up with that inside play, and Grass sneaking up from that tight end position, right down the middle, running past the back end of the Rangers for an easy touchdown.
And you know, we have the Holmen coaching staff right next to us in the booth here, and I could hear them saying Tate's offsides, and it looked like he was lined up offsides, but no call, and a touchdown for Tate Grass. Jonah Johnson on to attempt the extra point. Kick is straight enough. It is good. Jonah Johnson tacks it on, and the Holmen Vikings answer after the powerful drive by the Logan Rangers. They come back quickly with a touchdown score of their own, bring the score to 27-13. We got 46 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
Matt Merle, the special teams coordinator for the Rangers, a longtime softball coach, won many championships under his leadership, and the JV coach for the Rangers, longtime teacher, former wrestling coach, does a great job with the special teams.
The Oktoberfest races start Thursday night, and the KQEG Knights of Thunder will replay the Thursday races on Sunday at 7 p.m. over the next 4 Sundays. Yep, it is Oktoberfest here in the Cooley region, and the Oktoberfest race is always a good one down there with Rick Wilson and Dan Diker. Head out to the West Salem Speedway, Lacrosse Fairgrounds Speedway, to catch those races.
Are you a race fan?
I'm not much of a race fan, but it is exciting when you're out there. I've run camera for a few of those races. That is a tough gig. You want to talk about trying to keep it steady when they're coming around those corners at 150 miles an hour. Kick is fielded at the 15-yard line, a little stutter step, and still going and knocked down.
Good hit on the sideline by number 96, Matt Geisler. Part of that special unit. Coach Loloff, the wrestling coach, Jason Loloff, the special teams coach.
28-yard line is where the Rangers will take it over. 41 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Loaded backfield. Man comes in motion. Handoff goes to Butler. Butler maybe gains a yard on the play.
Smothered up by 5 red jerseys, led by number 71, Jesse Fears, the senior. Tyler Rodriguez gives me a little help on these names right next to me. The ship shape guy. Injured, by the way, can't play.
2nd and 8 as the clock winds down. They're going to get this play off and fakes the handoff, but sniffed out right away by Dylan Westcott.
Yeah, that play's been successful, and not that time.
Gains a yard on the play. Well, we're going to take a break as they complete the third quarter here with a score of Holmen 27, Logan 13. We'll be back. You're watching high school football on KQEG TV.
There's no place like La Crosse, Wisconsin, with the river and the bluffs.
Academic success, athletic success. All of our programs are doing really well right now.
Coming out here and playing my first conference game, I had a bunch of goosebumps, I had chills, I was excited, I was nervous. I felt every emotion that, you can feel.
College, when you think of what that experience is and the growth as a person and as a student and as an athlete, there's no place like UW-La Crosse.
You don't have to fly to Kansas City to get great barbecue.
4 years in a row and counting. Hi, this is Jerry Beyer at Big Boar Barbecue. Once again, La Crosse County has voted us the best barbecue and best caterer in La Crosse County. Making great ribs and great barbecue has always been my passion, and it means a great deal to me that you love what we do. If you haven't tried our ribs, pulled pork, brisket, or smoked chicken, try it and you'll agree. Big Boar Barbecue, a delicious mouthful.
Yeah!
That was Floyd Thomas with a completion.
Sneaking out of the backfield in that H-back position and catching a pass right down the middle of the field. Good first down for the Rangers.
Thomas gains 22 on the play. Handoff goes to Nagel, cuts it upfield. And he's got some room, and he's very close to a first down.
Nagel showing his speed to the outside. Hasn't had a lot of success that time. Really got their quick tackle in the backfield by number 24, Ben Hatch.
And he's going to be just shy of a first down. Thought maybe he got it. Call it a gain of 9. 9 3/4. Note the length of a football, maybe. Back to pass. Completed.
Parcher on a hitch
Jericho
pattern.
Parcher.
Yeah, nice pattern. Good timing. Maven to Jericho Parcher. First down. Moving the chains again.
9-yard gain on that one. Maven has really improved in this second half. Another completion off to the left-hand side. Not much room over there.
And trying to get Parcher free in an island on the outside, and reacted well by the Viking defense. Logan Williamson up quick, number 82, to read that play.
6 for 8, 53 yards in the second half. He was 4 out of 12 for 32 in the first half, so big improvement here as ball carrier is pushed down at the 25-yard line. That's Nagel.
Ran through the tackle of number 34, Shane Roth, to get a couple of yards. Interesting game at at UWL, Roger Herring Field, 14-14 at half. We haven't got an update, have we?
I'm trying to find out one for you, Terry. Quarterback draw play, not a lot of room. Well played by the Holmen Vikings, and very slow to get up is Calvin Maven.
Ian Stussy, that big number 27 at 6'2", 180 pounds, right on top of Calvin Maven.
Maven gains a yard on the play, and a very hard-earned yard. Late fourth quarter, West Salem leading Sparta 21-6.
Sparta after a huge win over Central last week.
Fourth and 5. Back to pass. He's in trouble, and he's taken down. It's a sack. Tatum Grass.
Tatum Grass did not start on defense either because of a little bit of an injury, but came from that defensive end position, hands up, good technique, and right into the face of Calvin Maven.
Early fourth quarter, the Onalaska Hilltoppers have opened up a 31-14 lead over the Central Red Raiders.
A little surprising, huh?
Onalaska, well, they are up to number 8 in the WisSports.net standings.
So the Red Raiders on the verge of 2 losses in a row.
Handoff goes to Holden, runs a man over and gains about 6.
Yards after contact, that's really the skill set of Holden.
Brett Holden, a tough task to bring down, 5'11", 190 pounds.
We saw a guy last week that runs over people too. Do you remember
Brendan
that?
Holt.
Jeepers.
You know, it was very difficult. It was about 3 weeks ago. We had in the I kept wanting to say Brett Holden or Brendan Holt. They were in the same game.
Yeah.
Handoff goes to Cable. Cable fights through a couple of arm tackles and gets a first down.
A little misdirection and go to the opposite side. Max Harsey on the tackle.
That's Cable's first carry in the second half after going 9 carries for 25 yards in the first half. Brings him up to 30 yards for the game. First and 10, 44-yard line. Cable, the man in motion. Handoff goes to Holden, and he's stopped.
Rangers
maybe a loss of a yard
yeah,
there.
Rangers doing a great job on that particular play up the middle. Number 63 making that tackle, Gavrilos, who hasn't played a great deal on defense, and the starting center as a junior. Lots of talent with Alex Gavrilos, wrestler, baseball player. Defensive line now.
We're under 7 minutes to go in the game. Holmen with a 2-touchdown lead and the football. Back to pass, and a diving attempt for Tatum Grass falls incomplete. That is only the second incompletion for Rylan Wall. He's been 6 out of 8 for 157 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Now, if people look at that statistic in tomorrow's paper, they're thinking like, wait a minute now.
Holman's throwing the football?
That's right. It's like, what?
Rylan Wall has definitely impressed.
Keep in mind, he's the 3rd string quarterback, too.
Back to pass, we've got some pre-snap shenanigans. Tate Grass had a lot of room to run if that play would have counted.
Going right back to him again.
We got a false start against the Holmen Vikings. Knocks them back 5. Going to bring up 3rd and 15. Yeah, Austin DeChant was the second stringer after Cameron Weber went down earlier in the season.
And he's expected to be back.
DeChant is expected to be back maybe by the time the playoffs roll around.
Yeah,
they initially said about 3 to 6 weeks, and he's right at about 4 weeks now. But Rylan Wall, going to be tough to take him out of the lineup with the way he's been playing. Wall with a little shovel pass to Tate Grass. And it's going to be very close
I think
to a
short.
first down, but maybe about a yard short.
Well, you were just sharing the statistics of the passing game for the Vikings, which has been fourth down, by the way, which has been, what was your statistic, just to give you some?
It was 6 out of 8 for 157 yards prior to that. Actually, they are going to give him a first down there.
Just to give you some perspective on that, going into this game, the Vikings have thrown for 228 yards and run for over 2,100 yards. Now,
so they're about doubling their passing output in one game.
That's right.
In Game 7 of the season. Up to 172 yards now. Handoff goes to Cable. Cable makes a man miss. He's got one man to beat, and he attacks him. And he's tackled down at the 11-yard line. Big gain, Kevin Cable.
Yeah, tried to run over number 6, Malik Brown.
That's not an easy task.
No, and showing his speed. You know, a kid, his dad, I watched his two sons play, and Ken Cable, the dad, had never had this kind of speed. And, of course, the kids have this mom's speed, but not dad's. Former head coach, UWL Eagles, by the way. And
recently moved on from that.
Yeah, moved on to a full-time administrative job.
And we got a whistle, timeout. Travis Kowalski. While they take a timeout, we're going to do the same. We'll be back in just a moment with the end of the fourth quarter. It's 27-13. Holmen in the lead. We'll be back.
No matter where you are, it's easy to find Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating, Lacrosse.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Here you are.
Right now, get over $1,700 in rebates and utility credits with your new Carrier Infinity heating and cooling system.
Call or visit us online to ask more about our Gold Star maintenance program.
Schneider Heating, West Salem.
Schneider Heating around West Salem. Here you go.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
You know that Boyers is a small family business.
That doesn't mean it's not fully staffed. Here's our sales department.
Purchasing department. Delivery and setup. Warehouse crew.
Quality control.
Advertising.
We've got the best in sales, service, and selection.
Back, everybody, back to pass. Rylan Wall completes it. He's got Fisher, who's stopped just shy of the goal line. It's going to be enough for a first down, it looks like.
Yeah, Fisher sneaking out of the backfield, and 2 touchdown-saving tackles on this drive alone by Malik Brown.
That's an 11-yard completion there. First and goal, 1 yard line. 4 chances to get it in. Five and a half minutes to go. This can put an exclamation point on it. Handoff to Holden. We got a touchdown.
Give it to your physical runner.
Short yardage, there's nobody better in the MVC.
Exactly. Give it to him and let him score his 9th touchdown of the season.
(33-13) now the score. Jonah Johnson on to attempt the extra point. There's the snap, there's the kick, end over end, and it's good. Jonah Johnson tacks it on. A 3-touchdown advantage now for the Holmen Vikings, and the Logan Rangers really need to regroup if they're going to figure out a way to pull out some sort of a comeback here.
Yeah, I've seen some encouraging parts of this second half, so they're not completely down and out. So let's just see if they can put together another quick, impressive drive, because obviously there's a sense of urgency.
We want to thank all of our sponsors who are on board for tonight's game. Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, UW La Crosse, Boyer's Budget Furniture, Premier Spine, Schumacher Kish, Tri-State Business Machines, and Big Boar Barbecue. Thank you to all of our sponsors for tonight's game. Without you, these broadcasts would not be possible. 5:22 to go. Holmen with a 3-touchdown advantage now, 34-13.
Rangers need a good run back, some good field position, get their offense started.
Jonah Johnson set to kick off. Johnson with a line drive, end-over-end kick, fielded at the 15. Little swim move and then pummeled down 36-yard line.
Yeah, but a good run back, too, by number 35, James Nagel.
James Nagel has had some success returning kicks tonight.
5'9", 160 pounds, sophomore. Good future ahead for James Nagel.
One would have to figure James Nagel will be involved in the offense in the future. Good vision as a ball carrier. Maven looking to throw, and he fires it, and it was a nice catch there by Justin Jones. Doesn't count for anything,
on
but
the track, led him right to the track, but
lucky he didn't trip over the trainer's table right there.
I presume Calvin Maven threw that away.
I think he did.
I just like that young man, his poise, his leadership ability, his resiliency. Things not going well for the Rangers the last 4 games, but tonight I've seen some bright spots. Little 3-by-1 action.
Maven.
Double
pass play, and it is complete. Oh, no, I thought he had it.
Yeah,
Jericho Parcher let it in and out of his hands.
I've seen that so many times where you line up 3 receivers in a stack, and then you have the 2 front guys as your protectors blocking, and then of course the tailback throws the ball on a double pass.
Yeah.
Standard play that you see at all levels.
More so at the high school and college level than the pros,
I've
but
seen too much of it at the pro level. No, you don't.
But when it happens, it's exciting.
I think George Hallis used to run it, but he hasn't been around for a while.
Papa Bear died in '83, Terry. Run by Jeremiah Nagel.
Vince Lombardi didn't have that in his playbook, I can tell you that.
But he did have the Packers sweep.
Boy,
that was his.
Yeah, he
his
loved
great invention.
He loved to pull those 2 guards, didn't he? Jerry Kramer, one of them.
Fuzzy Thurston, the other one. Back to pass, off to the left, lots of room, and it's complete. I believe that's Brown.
It's actually Floyd
No,
Thomas.
it's Floyd Thomas. You know,
a throwback pass.
I was seeing his number upside down. That's what it's a 6 instead of a 9, and you know I had it backwards. This is a 9. So
dyslexia issue over here.
Vertical dyslexia. That's what we'll call it. But whatever it is, it's a completion.
Floyd Thomas hasn't really been featured as part of the Ranger offense until tonight.
4 carries for 35 yards and a couple of catches for 43 yards. Pass complete again to Thomas. They're
kind of a slow whistle.
They're looking for a fumble. Holmen is.
It wasn't. I thought, or was it? No.
No, it was not.
A little bit of a hesitation on the whistle. Thomas again with a reception right up the middle.
8 yards on that one. Brings up 2nd and 2. We're at about 3:45 left in the contest. You know, going back to Jerry Kramer and Fuzzy Thurston, I've actually had the opportunity to meet both of those guys. They're just fantastic guys. A jump ball. Parcher has it.
Boy, what a tremendous leap, timing, vertical jump, Parcher. In out jump number 32, Caleb Maddle at 6'1". Took it right away from Caleb Maddle.
It's a 21-yard completion to Jericho Parcher. Looking to run, looking for a corner, and he's pushed out of bounds. Maven being helped up by his teammates. And we use the word warrior to describe Calvin Maven, and there it was again on display.
Yeah, he gets up, sprints to the sideline, gets the play call again from Ryan Schreiner, the offensive coordinator.
Somebody else get that man the play call brought in,
Jeez,
especially after running all the way to the opposite sideline.
I don't know if it's you just don't trust your other players or what.
That's just the way it works.
See if Calvin calls his own number here from the 1-yard line.
I formation. Man goes in motion. It's handed to Butler. Butler tries to back his way in, and he's going to be short.
Now, the name of the game when you're down in that field position is penetration by the defense, and Jesse Fears, the first guy there, number 72. Several Vikings cleanup duty.
Under 3 minutes to go. 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. Maven brings the play in. Maven in the gun. Runs off to his left. He's got an opening. He dives. Touchdown. Touchdown, Calvin Maven.
Great effort by Calvin Maven. Ran over that time Ben Heesh.
Maven with his 2nd touchdown of the night. It's Logan up to 19 points. Tyler Harris in to attempt the extra point. Number 49, the senior. Soccer player and kicker. Snap is good, hold is good, and kick is good.
There's a Tyler Harris kick for you.
Ethan Hannawall on the hold. Tyler Harris drills it through the uprights. Makes the score 34-20 with 2:22 to go. The Rangers have 2 timeouts. The Vikings have 1.
Well, do we see the patented onside kick with this much time left and the score being what we see?
I think that has to be in consideration because the clock is not really in their favor.
14 points down with little over 2 minutes.
Orchestrated a good drive there to get the score on the board. But I believe we're going to see the onside kick, and the Holmen Vikings are lined up as if we will. No deep safety right now, at least.
All teams work on this, of course, during the practice season.
Got the hands team out there. Tyler Harris, a talented kicker. Maybe one of those where he's got a couple of different styles. Oh, and it's a quick rush onside kick, and it is fielded by number 20, Trevor Phillips.
I've seen that quite a bit where teams don't break and go, all the way and stretch vertically or horizontally, but just immediately kick the ball. The Rangers tried that. It didn't go.
It's the right idea. Just didn't quite work for him. I've seen it work in the past, especially if you catch him off guard just right. You can hit it off one of the up men and grab it right away.
Rangers uncertain as to who's in the game. Do they have 11?
I don't think it matters on that one after they jump off sides.
Gavrilos jumping off sides.
So 5 yards marched off there. Be 1st and 5 for Holmen.
Expect a stunt here on 1st down.
Blitz coming. Backed off. Across the way, we got a group of Logan fans flashing their cell phone lights at us. Pitch goes to Fisher. Fisher's got some room to run, and he steps out of bounds. Big gain for Andrew Fisher.
Andrew Fisher's making his name known here in Holmen this evening.
Fisher with a 20-yard gain on that one. 3 carries, 75 yards. That's a good night.
I guess so.
Had an 11-yard reception as well, so 86 yards of total offense on only 4 plays. Andrew Fisher, threat. Handoff goes to Cable, loses a football. Logan has fallen on it, and they've got it.
Nagel recovers.
Jeremiah Nagel has it. Kevin Cable coughs it up, and Jeremiah Nagel with the football.
Still a little hope for the Rangers.
That's the momentum shift they needed. They're going to take over on their own 27-yard line. The normally sure-handed Kevin Cable lost it on that one.
Well, they were impressive on the last drive, were the Rangers. See if they can do that here as we're at 2 minutes.
2:08 on the clock. High formation, Maven fakes the handoff, back to pass, surveys and puts a shoulder down and gets tackled.
Gets punished, actually, by number 71, Jesse Fears. No more punishing that quarterback. He's needed for the remaining 2 games.
No gain on that play. 2nd and 10. Clock ticking down to 1:40. Maven back to pass. Tatum grass in his face and nowhere to go. A sack for the Holmen Vikings. And we've got a Rangers slow to get up. Couple of them here. 63, Alex Gavrilos.
They need him. He's
limping as he heads off.
See who comes in for him. There's a good piece of officiating there. Timeout. And you know that out of frustration, Kelvin threw the ball after he got knocked down. Now, I hope our camera picked it up. Good piece of officiating. Instead of calling a penalty like a lot of officials have done and
just go talk to him.
Just go talk to him. Say, I know you're frustrated, but don't do that. I mean, that's all you need to do.
And you diffuse the situation
good,
right away
good
then.
Good piece of officiating right there. These guys have this has been the best
They've
crew
contained the game very well.
This is the best crew we've seen the entire year. No question about it.
Yeah. And you were saying before the game you don't know who they are.
It's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
They're not from the immediate area.
And if there's somebody who knows officials, it's you, Terry.
I think so, yeah.
You've met a couple of them in your
Virtually
day.
in all sports, I think I have. Because I've officiated most every sport. Along the way.
Highlight? Have you done any highlight officiating?
Not that one. Not hockey or highlight. Just about everything else. Not so good in some sports, obviously.
Croquet?
Yeah, a little bit of that in the front yard.
Back to pass. Running for his life again. And the ball is down. And it is Holmen football.
It is. Tate Grass was the guy applying the pressure. Didn't get the turnover, but Drake Shams did, number 72, the 200-pound junior.
Calvin Maven very slow to get up after that one. Perhaps partially out of frustration and partially out of pain. Calvin Maven with a valiant effort tonight. There's no question about it.
Boy, I would agree with that.
We picked him as our player of the game last week, and I can't help but think that that's the case this week.
Well, don't steal my thunder for the post-game show.
13 out of 24 passing in the game. Cable takes the handoff, and he's in. Touchdown, Kevin Cable.
Well, we talked about him in the pregame. We talked about his speed to the outside. We talked about his stats. 5 TDs and almost 600 yards coming into this game. And
that's now his 6th touchdown of the year.
Showed that particular skill on that play as a result of a turnover.
Jonah Johnson on to attempt the extra point. The exclamation point, if you will. Kick is up, and it's through. 41-20 our score now. Minute 9 left to go. The Rangers will get the football back, but with not enough time.
Do we see the reserves in the game now? I would hope so.
I think Grandpa Terry would like to see Julian
I sure
get some
would.
time on the field.
But not just him. I mean, I think players that work hard all year.
I know.
The game's been decided. I just think get them a chance to shine with their parents here and a part of Friday Night Lights. This is when Tyler Rodriguez would go in the game, too. My Holmen friend next to me. Right, Tyler?
All right. Next week, we've got 2 more great matchups. West Salem at Onalaska. And the Aquinas Blue Golds will come to Logan.
That's the game I'll be working. It's Logan's homecoming, so I'm excited to be at that game.
And the Aquinas Blue Golds are on the board in the MVC with a 14-10 victory over the Toma Timberwolves.
Wow, big victory for Aquinas with all their injuries this year. That is a monumental victory for the Blue Golds.
9:04 remaining in the 4th quarter, a 10-point lead for Onalaska. Kickoff goes, and some room to run. Here he goes, some more room to run, and that's Nagel with a nice return.
Looks like are the Rangers staying with their starting lineup? They are.
And an update here. The Central Red Raiders score another touchdown. It is 31-29 with 1:30 to go.
Wow, that's exciting for our crew broadcasting that game. Rangers no quit, apparently, because the starting unit, it appears, will come back in the game. A little bit strange, but
that's what we got.
Looks like their decision.
Maven throws left sideline, finds Jericho Parcher, who's pushed out of bounds. Gain of 12 on the play.
Don't want to get your quarterback hurt here in this situation, but
quick passes should help that.
Certainly.
52 seconds to go. Another quick hitter off to the left side. That's Parcher again. Parcher's got maybe enough for a first down. Going to be a little bit short. Must have stepped out. Gain of 8 on the play.
Holmen with their second unit in. Some of their first unit, it appears.
2nd and 2. Pass off to the right side, and that's complete to Malik Brown. But Brown was actually behind the line of scrimmage, and he's going to lose about 4 yards there. Pass completed to Parcher. Going to be enough for a first down and then some. Gain of about 11 on the play. "20 seconds to go. Likely going to be our last play of the game. Oh, maybe not. Maven with a bad snap to him. And it looks like it will be our final play of the game. Final score, Holmen 41 and Logan 20. And with that, the Logan Rangers are eliminated from playoff contention. So playing the remainder of the season for Pride.
Yeah, we'll be at Swanson Field next Friday for their homecoming game with Aquinas, and then at Toma, which will be a tough matchup in the Rangers' final game of the season. And Holmen at Sparta, and a dangerous Sparta team, of course. And then a game which will be the focal point of Western Wisconsin on October 12th when Onalaska, who is defeating Central, at least as we are closing the broadcast. And if they do indeed win that, it should, in all probability, be for the conference championship on October 12th. And you had a game. You had a score late in the game, 30-29.
31-29 with a minute and a half to go is the latest update I have for everyone. So I do not have a final score there. So we're just gonna, if you're not watching that stream, obviously you're watching ours. But if you're not able to follow along, you may have to catch it in the newspaper tomorrow or look it up online. But it's a tight one. Central mounting a huge comeback there.
Yeah, and they did last week against Sparta and fell short right as the clock ran out. My players of the game for the Vikings, Andrew Fisher, I thought played extremely well.
And Ryland Wall had an excellent game
Ryland
tonight.
Wall, those two as my players of the game for the Vikings. And for the Rangers, you talked earlier about Calvin Maven again playing 2 weeks in a row, playing exceptional, and Floyd Thomas, my player of the game too, who has a great deal of potential. Hasn't shown it much this season, but did indeed show his flashing colors tonight in the loss to the Vikings.
And I do want to give Damon Butler a shout out on defense too. He played an excellent game at the linebacker position.
He plays much bigger than his size. No
Absolutely.
question about
That is the best way to put it. Well, for Jacob on our camera tonight and for Terry Erickson, I'm Carl Greenfield. I want to thank you for watching. The final score, Logan falls to Holmen 41-20. Good night, everyone.
Tonight's game featured the Logan Rangers and the Holmen Vikings. The KQEG TV High School Game of the Week is made possible by our sponsors, like Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Your comfort is their business. Southwest 2nd Avenue in Onalaska. Schumacher Kish Funeral and Cremation Services in La Crosse, La Crescent, and Onalaska. Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem, and George and Gillette Street, La Crosse. Big Boar Barbecue, now that's a mouthful. Boyer's Furniture, quality furniture at affordable prices on South Avenue, La Crosse. University of Wisconsin La Crosse. Surround yourself with distinction. Surround yourself with UWL. Tri-State Business Machines. your #1 choice for office equipment in Onalaska. And by Premier Spine Health and Injury on Main Street in Holmen. Thanks for watching high school football on KQEG TV and